Alright guys, hello and welcome everybody. It is Pohx again, and today I believe we are on episode 3 for All About Sorcery. Yes, the supposed, oh my god, one shot, what the fuck BBQ hacks. So, let us get this started. If there are mobs around, perfect, here we go. Alright, so before I talk about, every skill about it, let's kind of explain a little bit of what Sorcery is. Sorcery is the only class of the 10, or whatever you'd like to call it, of all of the whatever you'd like to call them, that has invis detection, so stealth detection. It also is also one of the very few specs that doesn't have a stun in it. They have a trip from Meteor, they have a chance to snare, they have a freeze, they have a slow, but they don't have any like impale, they don't have any stun, so that's one thing to note about Sorcery. They're also very, very mana intensive. Meteor Strike is basically 1.2k mana to cast. With that being said, let's check out the damage powerhouse build, or the damaging powerhouse. So, Flame Bolt. Flame Bolt deals X and X damage, actually quite a lot of damage, magic damage to an enemy. When this skill levels up, etc., it increases its damage, but also its cast time combo. It combos with ice damage. If you burn a target and then you reapply a burn, it turns into conflagration. Conflagration. I'm just going to call it conflagration. I know that's wrong, but I'm going to say it. That's what I've been saying. And Innervate makes it so you return 20% of damage dealt to innervated targets as mana. Essentially, that 20% ends up being more than the damage, or more than you're spending for your fireball, which is really cool. So here we go. First point in, and let's test it out. It's got no cooldown, 20 meter cast, and boom. It's your spam. It's pretty much just your spam ability that you just button mash for a standard, rotation of fireball spam. Next up, we have Freezing Arrow. Freezing Arrow has a higher multiplier than Fireball. However, it has a lower base. Fires a freezing arrow at an enemy, dealing X and X magic damage and reducing movement speed for 3 seconds. Inflicts an additional 15% damage against burned targets from your fireball. Inflicts deep freeze on chilled targets for 30 seconds, duration reduced by 50% in PvP. Alright. Inflicts an additional 34% damage on sleeping targets and eliminates the cast time of Freezing Arrow for the duration of Frigid tracks, which is down here. So let's check this one out. And there's Freezing Arrow, and let's combo him down with Fireball, where there's our combo, and our combo's off now. Good to know. It's got a 9-second cooldown, I think. 6-second cooldown. Okay. Next we have Insulating Lens. Insulating Lens creates a protective ward around the caster, increases physical defense by 1,000 and fails after absorbing 1,126 damage. Increases stealth detection by 200%. Now this is a very important skill in PvP and general in PvE, and the main reason why is because if you take a look at my defensive stats, I only have 600 physical defense. This ability gives me basically 2 times my physical defense temporarily, it's pretty good. It's like 10% mitigation if you look. So 23% goes to, sorry, not 20, it's like 13%. It's like a good 10% damage off a big hit, which is pretty nice in all regards. So that's pretty cool. And every time you take damage, the little indicator will go down, 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 so you can see exactly how much you have left on it. Next up, we have Arc Lightning. This is the angry boom boom kappa skill that makes people very upset. Inflicts 45% damage on impaled targets and 43% additional damage on shock targets. It's very hard for you to set up your own combo unless you're doing a chain lightning with Arc Lightning because of the cast time. So let's check this skill out. Let's ba-doom. And here's your Arc Lightning. There's your 3200 hit. Okay, next up we have Freezing Earth. It is notable, forgot to mention actually about Arc Lightning. Sorry, I get like used to the skills, so I stopped reading them. But Arc Lightning is your hardest hitting skill from the mage side. Actually, it hits harder than Meteor. I'm pretty sure it hits harder than Meteor. It says Meteor hits harder, but I guess it's because of the combos you can do with Arc Lightning that makes it hit so hard. It's also actually a very minor AoE. The lightning damage can spread the targets, and that's pretty cool because people try to invis, it zaps them, and phew. So that's one thing to note. Next you have Freezing Earth. Freezing Earth is a point-blank AoE attack that damages all enemies within 8 meters, has a chance to snare. And the best part about it is if they're chilled, it puts Ice Shard. If they're burning, which is your fireball spam, they take additional damage. So let's check this one out. Flame Bolts into Ice Lance, or Freezing Arrow into boom. And you can see the Ice Shard essentially gets a guaranteed or guaranteed snare, which is pretty neat. Opposed to it, as it says, has a chance to snare. The slow effect will give a guaranteed snare on it. Next up is Searing Rain, which is one of the hardest hitting skills in the game, assuming you stay in it the whole time, which will not happen under normal scenario or circumstances unless it's mobs. So Searing Rain rains down fire on all enemies in a 10 meter radius for 7 seconds, dealing blank and blank damage per. That's that much damage per. So let's grab this guy and grab this guy and let's pop it down. So here you go, and it channels randomly, just randomly drops its little boom booms pretty much all over the place. It actually hits really hard, and that was like really bad too. That like more than 50% of them missed, but that's beside the point. Alright, so next up we have Frigid Tracks. Frigid Tracks is a very underused skill, and it's actually really good. It's just kind of hard to use it. Actually it does have a stun, so I was incorrect. Sorc does have a stun. Frigid Tracks seems that it actually freezes according to what it says. Freezes your footprints for 4 seconds. The ice freezes any enemies who step on it, but melts in 4 seconds. Now just note that with Frigid Tracks, you can actually combo to make Freezing Earth insta-cast. So let's test this out. Whoops. Okay. And here we go. So normally you'd have a cast time of, I think it's 1.9? Okay, 1.8 seconds. With Frigid Tracks on, it becomes insta-cast, and there it goes. And if you run, as you can see here, with the Frigid Tracks that stopped for some reason. Why did you stop? There it goes. It was delayed or something. There you go. You can see they get frozen. This guy didn't because he's a badass. He's a gangster. But it will freeze them for, like I said, like it says, 4 seconds, I believe. It's really cool to combo with like Shadow Step or anything that can gap close you into someone or through someone. They'll immediately get frozen. So that's pretty neat. Magic Circle. Summons a magic circle around the caster for 20 seconds. Increases magic attack by plus 117 while on the circle. Now the great thing about Magic Circle is that Magic Circle can be casted before anything. So it's basically like to buff up your damage to crazy heights. So normally my Arc Lightning would deal, let's check it out. Arc Lightning is, oh whoops, where'd my Arc Lightning go? That can't be right. Arc Lightning is supposed to be 6. Okay. My Arc Lightning would deal 3190. With Circle down, it is 4123. So it's almost like, it's like a 20%, more than 20% damage boost. There's a 5,000 crit. And that's what spikes up your damage, and then you can go more, and you can go higher and higher and higher, as I'll demonstrate shortly. Next up, we have Chain Lightning, which Chain Lightning is an instant cast ability that bounces between players. One cool note is that this can bounce between a player and his mount. Fires lightning bolts that deals like X and X damage, shocks them, and may also hit other enemies within 5 meters. Can strike up to 5 times, dealing 50% less damage to each new enemy it hits. So let's check this one out here, which is the Zap in your face. So there's a Zap, which shocks them, which will combo for Arc Lightning, which hits for 5k non-crit now. Okay, next up we have Flame Barrier. Now one thing to note is it does combo with Impale, which is, as I was saying before, the Cultist. A Cultist, you can drop, say, a Hell Spear in front of 2 people, and then Chain Lightning, and that's like anywhere from 4 to 6,000 damage. Flame Barrier calls forth a wall of fire that deals X and X damage and slows them. Also does combo based off chilled targets. Now the cool thing about Flame Barrier is it's actually really good for AoEing. You grab a guy, you drop your Flame Barrier, it's very weird to aim, and he just burns in it. And he burns, and it's pretty good. Like, that's 200, that's not bad damage for an AoE, that you just drop it and then you just spam AoEs in general. So it's 1 point for a skill that effectively does at least 2,000 damage in my current setup. So it's pretty neat. Then we have Meteor, one of my favorite abilities. The very long cast time, but so rewarding skill. So Meteor over here is very neat. because it's a large AoE, and it trips targets. So let's go over that. Calls down a meteor dealing 3.8k magic damage to all enemies in the area. Also inflicts trip on all targets hit for 3 seconds. So if you're quick, you can essentially meteor. Let's hope he runs this way. Into an arc lightning. And zap dead. Of course you wouldn't do that normally on mobs because that's about 1500 mana more. Sorry, that's 1700 mana. Okay, going on to the mage passives. Increase maximum mana by 10%. Pretty neat for 1 point. Not bad at all, especially for healers and whatnot. Increase the range of sorcery skills by 5 meters. This puts all of your skills at from 20 meters to 25 meters, which is really, really, really neat. Now, one thing to note is I believe this is only on directed skills. I don't think this is for all skills, because I just looked and this was 8 meters, and it's still 8 meters after that. Decrease the mana cost on sword skills by minus 12%. Very good for PvE content. You can see this is 1187. 1187 goes down to 1044. It's very neat indeed. 5% crit rate, which is a flat 5%, which I wish I showed you guys from before, but it is a flat 5%. I'm just going to check to confirm. Yes, it's a flat 5. And the last one is the 15% damage boost. So it increases all sorcery damage by a flat 15%, but mana cost by 20%. So let's check. 3866 might go to 4444. 4445. Ah, my mental math isn't quite good enough yet. Alright, so let's check this out. So you guys remember previously I think I was hitting 5k. I think I did a 5k arc lightning. Let's check this out. So I'm gonna Nadachi, which Nadachi is 25% skill damage, 25% skill damage, 25% attack speed, 8% cast speed for 10 seconds. However, you receive 70% more damage for that 10-second duration. We're gonna Nadachi combo and see how high this goes. So let's put, where's my staff? Let's see, staff, it's purple, where did it go? Oh, staff, where are you? Oh, that's right, it's in my inventory. I'm equipping it. Silly me. Alright, here we go. So, circle down, Nadachi swap, chain lightning into arc lightning, and there you have a 8,353 shot. And that's how you scale the damage up to ridiculous heights. So, overall, Sorcery Tree is very strong. Very, very strong within itself. Combos with a lot of things. You can do some insane amounts of damage just with, you know, the very slight variations of skills in it. You can definitely one-shot people with it. It's got insane AoE, it's got insane single target. Doesn't have much in terms of mana sustain, but that's what your other trees are for. Has no type of, I guess, life sustain aside from your insulating lens, and it does have a critical steroid with the range increase. However, actually you can get arc lightning to 30 meters if you use an Auroria belt for plus 5 meters, which I do not have, but that, I think that would put it as one of the farthest range skills in the game. So just to confirm, so it's not a fluke, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys again on the hit. Nadachi swap into chain lightning, into arc lightning, and there you have it, 7,200 damage. So it's pretty consistent in its number. Of course, between the low end and the top end of a skill that can hit so hard, it will vary from time to time. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Of course, if you ever want to ask any questions, just feel free to leave your comments below. You can check out my live stream at twitch.tv/Pohx or right below /Pohx, or right below the webcam. You can see it. I live stream Archeage content pretty much daily. Any questions you guys ever have, feel free to drop them there. Message me on my Twitch as well, or YouTube inbox /comments. And if you ever want to know when I go live, just check me out on my Twitter as well, twitch.tv/POH. It's Pohx with 2 X's. I'm so tired. All right. Anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you guys all tomorrow.